Tony, thanks for joining us on KR TV. First of all, back into pre-season training, first time speaking to yourself. How's training getting along?
Yeah, good. Very good. All the players have come back really good shape and enthusiastic. I think we're all happy to be, we're out of our houses and, we're honoured and privileged that we can get out there and train, whilst many people haven't got that opportunity. And, it's all new and fresh at the moment, so which is great. There's a buzz about them, and we're enjoying it. It's challenging at the moment, that's for sure. In terms of, despite the weather, the sunshine today, we've had some testing days, but with some frosty days. But we've handled all that really well, and some of the. Of course, the challenges of Corona has tested us as well, but they're all, healthy and happy and doing all the right things.
And we spoke in the off-season, during a busy recruitment drive, and you said that you were really happy with who you managed to bring in, the changes that were made in the squad. Those changes and those new faces to the team, how are they settling into life at Hull College Craven Park?
Yeah, they've been great, the new faces that are here. I'll give you an update on where the other two are. Brad will be here and his family in the next couple of weeks. They've had, over Christmas, obviously there was some department shutdowns in Australia, and it was a bit hard to get visas organised for the five of them. That's probably taken a little longer, mainly because of the time of year rather than any other hiccups. And Albert was the other. Albert, his complication has been his wife gave birth to a little baby boy not long before Christmas. So once again, we had to wait for passports to be assigned to the baby before then they could go and apply for the visas. So that's probably been the hold up there. So those two are the only two we're waiting on. Everybody else is here, and the new faces in Corbin and Ryan and Mossy have really helped us. They've been a real inspiration, and it's all new and exciting for them, but it adds some freshness to our boys who have been there for a while, but they're good fellas.
And some of the recent announcements, the squad numbers have been declared for the 2021 season. Just as the head coach, can you just give us a little bit of an insight into your decision to the handing out some of those numbers, like Kane the net? It's seen that he moves back into the second row and he's going to partner Brad Takarangi. Is there a little bit of an insight you can give to us to movements in the squad?
Yep. Mix all those up and we'll send them out there as we need. I wouldn't read too much into numbers. We'll play people where they need to play and at the appropriate time. So, for instance, will Kane play second row? That isn't decided yet. He'll carry that number for next year. We just try to put people in appropriate numbers for, where they can play and what possibilities may happen. But it'll all be down to just because you've got a smaller number on your back doesn't mean you're going to be in that team. We've got a lot of competition for places, and people are going to have to earn the right, and we'll have to make sure that people are on their game to be in the team. It's an exercise that we have to allocate numbers, but it means very little in terms of giving people assurance of what their roles and positions are for the year.
And then just finally, we'll move on to the subject of Mossy. It's the anniversary of his accident, of his injury in that pre-season friendly against Wakefield. First of all, can you just give us an update on how Mossy is going? Because I know that yourself and some of the members of the staff around the club have been really close with him during his, over Christmas and obviously over his injury. Is there an update you can provide on how he's doing? Yeah,
I think it's right for us to take a bit of an assessment at this time. A year on, and we've all seen massive progress from what we were told, and what Mossy was told, that he'd never walk again. And for him, he's put out some fantastic inspirational pieces throughout the year to show his progress, and he has made unbelievable progress. But at the same time, there's a bit of a reality check need to happen here at the moment for the people around him and for Mossy himself. And, we want him to keep positive and to keep trying to progress. But he's a long, long, long way off from being right. I know we all kind of think because he's made the progress that progress will continue on the same, sort of plane and same sort of period of time. But we may well have actually seen his peak. That's the reality of it. And, I'm going to tell people that, and he and I have both had this conversation, and he needs to let people know exactly where he's at as well. He's presently, whilst he can claw a coffee cup, I've seen him do it recently, and hold it, but he hasn't got function of his hands to the point where he can hold a pen or work on a keyboard or function in a way that is productive in any sort of way. And whilst he can take some steps, he's not stable enough to really be confident to move around easily or quickly. And even some of his bodily functions takes hours and hours to go through and to be assisted with. And even then, when he goes out to do his physio or etc., he hasn't got full control of his bodily function. So, whilst we're all inspired by the progress he has done, where he's still a long way off from anything like being able to operate in a truly good functional way. And we need to understand that, and we also, we need to understand that from Mossy as well, that there's some realities to it. He's contracted to us till the end of the year, and at the end of the year, his visa will run out, and his employment runs out, and his partner, who's caring for 3 young children, one 5-month-old beautiful baby boy, and Mossy, full-time carer for Mossy, and so she hasn't got an earning capacity for her future in the immediate either. So, things are looking pretty bleak for the family and Mossy for going forward. So those who can help, we ask you to help. Those who can't, that's fine too, and we're certainly not asking people who have already tried to help Mossy help again. We're going to get a committee together to try and raise some funds over the coming year in order, and I mean from both sides of the world. Mossy's done so much to inspire so many people around the world and from both sides of the world and help people. We're just going to, if they can, ask him to help us, help him. He's very embarrassed about it at the moment. But I know Mossy would do the same for any of us at the same time. So, this is what we do when, people are in need. We help each other, and certainly there's enough people around Mossy and knows Mossy that we can band together and certainly make a difference in his life and his family's life.
And you can tell just how passionately you speak about Mossy, how big a character he was around the club, that he still is. Like you say, the harsh reality is moving forward into his future. It's a bit of an unknown aspect of it, but just around the club, obviously he's not really around that much anymore with his restrictions and everything, but just a little bit of an insight into, just so fans can see, they saw him, he was a terrifying person on the field, but in the changing rooms and around the club, he really was he was a different kind of person. He was just so positive. He's a gentle giant.
He's a real gentleman. Anybody who meets him comments on what a sweet person he is. He's just got one of those charismatic personas that you admire, and he's always had a smile on his face, and even since his tragedy, he's been so optimistic and positive and trying to make sure that the people around him are okay, not feeling sorry for him. So, right from the word go. But before that, the amount of people that, and anybody who met him, there's a warmth about him, a genuine warmth about him that, has an effect on everybody. So we want to help back those who can.
Well, thanks a lot for joining us, Tony.
Thank you.